Have you ever felt like this? When strange things happen, are you going round the twist? It was as if I were living next to a church, except every day was Sunday and the church bell had been replaced by a loudspeaker constantly blasting the theme song for the quintessential 90s Australian comedy Round the Twist, which was about a widowed father and his hilariously unfortunate children. I drew parallels between the show and myself. The eponymous Twist family had moved to a lighthouse on the Victorian coast because the matriarch of the family passed away. Me, well, I'd moved on to a river, because I have a dog. Welcome to the Burdekin, population approximately 17,000. Known primarily for its sugarcane industry, this moist little pocket of Australiana lured me in with the promise of career-defining work experience, sunny blue skies and adventures aplenty. However, as it turns out, dogs and their 27-year-old owners are unacceptable tenants as far as most homeowners are concerned. COVID has only made the problem worse as desperate Victorians flee their state for greener pastures, bringing with them delicious coffee and insidious housing shortages. The long and short of it for me was that I wasn't able to find a place to live with a dog soon enough, and I found myself having to camp on a river. The dog hung out of the car while I was at work, and afterwards she could wander around to her heart's delight. Conversely, I knew she was safe and secure while I was working, and I didn't have to pay caravan park fees. It was a win-win. Just like Queensland, at the beginning I was in a sunshine state. This river has the fourth largest watershed of any in Australia, and so the stacks of driftwood left on the banks from floods past provided an essential source of firewood which few campsites can offer. I probably didn't ever really need the campfire, but it provided a touch of homeliness and warmth to an otherwise extremely minimalist living situation. Thanks to my big brain, I had lost the poles for my swag, which are essential to keeping condensation off your body on cold nights. I bought new ones online, but I put my address as Burdekin River, and upon delivery I watched helplessly as they floated past me toward the ocean. Dismayed, I resorted to using safety pins and rope to string up my swag, providing ventilation and retarding condensation. It's always worth throwing a lure in, even if you shit at fishing. I had personally witnessed some kids and their parents catching barramundi here, but for me there was nary a fish to be found. Maybe it's my deodorant, I don't know. The occasional afternoon was spent fruitlessly filling out forms after forensically examining the 12 available properties for rent in a 50-kilometre radius. None of them didn't allow pets, so it was less house hunting, more please for the love of God let me rent your fucking house. The local pelicans routinely found my situation hilarious. Every day I would experiment with new, exciting ways to light a fire, mostly using beer cartons. These Corona knockoffs are perfect for stacking kindling, providing a stable environment to begin combustion. Cooper's cardboard, when turned vertically and laden with paper, provides an oxygen-rich environment in which fire can flourish. Sticks can then be arranged around it in the traditional teepee fashion, ensuring a rich and reliable campfire experience. I had chosen this spot specifically to avoid mosquitoes and sandflies. The wide, windy riverbank combined with a bridge leading to the middle of a fast-flowing river provided very good protection from these famously unpleasant insects, but hordes of tiny moths were drawn to the light emanating from my campsite. Often they ended up interfering with my cooking. Despite their pestering, I would continue regardless. Detergent would wipe away the pain. It's 3:30 a.m. Time to wash, rinse and repeat for an entire month. It's hard to overstate how incredible it feels to have a bed under a roof after roughing it for an extended period of time. If it weren't for the goodwill of my new colleagues, I'd probably still be homeless. This place sure isn't a 5-star hotel, but it's a roof over my head with running water, a stove, and a bathroom. As far as temporary accommodation goes, it's absolutely perfect. This situation will surely arise again in the future as I continue my adventures, so over the course of the last half of 2022, I'll be building a cabin on the back of my ute. Stay tuned for that. I still go down to the river every day to take my dog for a run, and when I do, I can't help but gaze over to the other bank where I'd spent a month on an old bridge. As much as I'd like to write a scathing indictment of the state of renters' rights in a housing market dominated by selfish homeowners, by and large my experience pales in comparison to the hardships that others experience in this regard. I'd rather just be content with the fact that I got supremely lucky. I now have a roof over my head, and it's something that I'll never take for granted again.